located on the south side of Carter Hill Road between West Haven Land and Sanford Street from an O1 zoning district to a R60. Mr. Saminsky.
This came up last time. There's no additional comment to this one.
Okay, all right. Item number 2 is a review of Midtown Apartments at 3543 Carter Hill Road, sponsored by Calhoun. Have you heard from them, Ms. Blaylock?
No, sir. I called their California office and left a message, and I have had no response.
Okay, I'll talk with licensing at this time to make sure they're current on their license before we move forward. Thank you. All right, item number 3 is an application for a lounge retail license class 2 package store by MGM 105, a quick.
That's a turn down. We didn't think that. We talked to them. They're not going to do that. So
That's going to be withdrawn.
I should have got it off there.
So WD withdrawn?
Yeah.
Do we have a withdrawal from the applicant?
We don't. We do not.
Okay, then you need to deny it if you don't have a withdrawal from him.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, item number 4, discussion regarding delinquent business license and sales tax, sponsored by Councilman Grime.
Yeah, CC, we'll talk about that a little bit. I've got a problem with a couple of businesses in mine. And one of them sells food, and they're behind on their sales tax, they're behind on the business license. So we all know that people behind on those things are having cash flow problems, so they're not keeping anything else up. And so we let a food place go back up, and we need them to have a health department. They need to be checked to make sure they're in good running order, because people that get in financial woe don't keep things up the way they should. So if they're not going to pay us their sales tax and we need to determine, I mean, I'm not talking about a week, I'm not talking about 2 weeks, but a month or 6 weeks, or there needs to be a number out there that if they're not going to play by the rules and pay us pay the money that they owe and keep a business license, then when they pay it, they need to start over. That's what that's.
I got you. I'm 100% support that.
Councilman Grimes, we'll be happy to meet with any of the council members. If y'all want to set up a meeting with our division, we'll be happy to sit down and plan strategies. And
No, that sounds good. That sounds good.
We'll be happy to.
Bob, thank you, sir.
You bet.
All right, thank you. Sound like something for a committee.
Yeah.
All right, what was that? Number 5, a resolution approving the selected vendor of one-stop shop small business support from the Montgomery Thrive. I see Susan is here. You want to talk to us about that now? We still might need you to stay to the full council meeting, though.
So this is part of the Small Business Support Assistance Program that y'all passed with the county, allocating $5 million to assistance to small business. Most of this money was previously allocated and obligated to Hope Credit Union for the Capital Access Program. This is the second part of the Small Business Assistance Program called the Small Business One-Stop Shop. And there was a RFP and a competitive process, and folks from the county and the city sat in and evaluated those vendors and have selected a vendor. And so I'll be happy to talk with y'all about who the vendor is. It's not fully public yet, so I'm not going to say it here, but I do want y'all to know what this contract will do when it's executed. So it's outreach and marketing, program development and delivery of programs, customized programs tailored to Montgomery's needs, hybrid virtual and in-person offerings for small businesses, doing business with, it's events concerning small business with potential partners and larger organizations, retail accelerators, workshops, subject matter experts, establishing connections with those experts in the city for those small businesses, client support, one-on-one business counseling and coaching, management and reporting, managing the program and its effectiveness, and reporting back. There's specific deliverables in the contract as well. So anybody that wants to take a look at that contract is welcome to, and this just allows us to move forward. The contract's not been signed by any party. This just allows us to move forward and negotiate that contract with that vendor. Any questions?
Okay, hey, Susan, I have a question.
I also wanted to update y'all while I'm up here. The Montgomery Waterworks and Sewer Board passed on the contract for the sewer updates, for the Montgomery sewer updates for those neighborhoods we've talked about. So that's a good development in that area.
Okay,
Thank you.
Susan, before you leave, I just wanted to let the council know, I don't know if you guys know, or do remember, on some of those projects that you asked about, they're in departments that so on your projects that you want to get done, we need to get with Susan to find out what department so we can try to move forward on those, get those things activated and completed.
President Calhoun, I'll speak to that. So Susan won't actually be handling that. That will be through my office. We are setting up right now one-on-one meetings with all the council members singularly to talk about their particular projects with those department directors that are responsible for those projects. So we owe that to y'all in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
So look for that calendar invite. We're working through Mrs. Blaylock to get those scheduled with you all, so we make sure we follow all the rules. Thank you.
Thank you.
The email went out to y'all just before I walked in here to call Jada Lawson in his office and set up an appointment.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Is that for
Thank you, Ms.
275?
Kennedy.
Ms. Blaylock, I'm confused. Was that about our 275 that we're going to get?
It is.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Don't say you're confused no more here. I had to get that one in, man. My bad. Okay, item number 6 is a resolution revoking the business license for Cordero Milliner, Atlanta Highway, setting show cause hearing for April the 16th, 2024. Yes, sir.
They owe us a pretty good bit of money, so I have not heard from them regarding any kind of a payment arrangement or anything like that.
Yes. Well, I don't want to ask that, but we'll talk about this in our meeting because we have issues with a lot of business within the city of Montgomery that's not paying business license fees. So we have to come up with a strategy on how we approach this.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, sir. All right. Item number 7, resolution revoking the business license of Camille Harris, DBA Stakeout. Hey, excuse me, sir. I want to talk about this one.
I headed back a little too fast. Sorry about that.
Have they made any kind of arrangement or made any payment since the agreement that we did, I think, back in November, December with?
We have not set a new agreement. They, for the record, they were on a payment agreement 2 years ago and defaulted on it 3 months into it.
Right.
The owner talked to me about a month or so ago about doing an arrangement, and I proposed something. I have not heard back from her, though.
So have no payment been made in 2024?
We have received just a little bit of money, not a whole
Okay.
lot.
All right.
Are they still operating?
Yes, they're still operating, and that was a part of it. You know, we gave them an opportunity to pay it, and if you're not going to follow by the things that you agree, then you just can't do business. That's the cost of doing business in Montgomery.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Item number 8 is a resolution revoking the business license for Jabbar Bruce, DBA MV Ultra Lounge, Reset Montgomery, show cause hearing for determined replication in District 5. What's
I'm
that?
right here. This taxpayer, we put them on a payment agreement toward the end of last year. They've already defaulted on it.
Okay. All right, show cause hearing. Thank you. All right, number 9, the resolution revoking business license for, I'll just say, Mr. Pater
Yeah.
at the Budget Inn Hotel, Troy Highway.
The owner came in yesterday, signed a payment agreement, put a pretty sizable amount down. So we don't need to do anything else at this time.
Okay. Okay, number 10 is a resolution revoking the business license Armand Hassan SS Auto Cars at 1245 Old Lamar Road. So same
I'm
thing.
still here.
Tax-
We had them on a payment agreement. They went by it, but by state law, we can only do 12-month payment agreements. They still owed a little bit of money, so we proposed doing another agreement. They never signed it, never came in, never paid anything. Never responded to any inquiries.
Okay.
Bob, I got a question.
Fire away.
If they ever owe enough money, do we ever ask for additional collateral that if they have any equity in it, just take something that they own, not
Are you
not
talking about
personal.
like a lien or something?
Yeah, if they have, I got a house that's worth X, Y, Z, and I got 100,000 equity, and they owe us full, I'm just pulling a number out of the hat.
I mean,
Well,
we've
then-
never,
and we
we've
just
never.
take a lien on
I
that,
can't say
so
we've really done any liens. Well, I take that back. We have done a lien before. It's been years ago, though.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because if the numbers get big enough, and they want to stay open, then we'd be willing to work for it if they put some more skin in the game.
Yeah.
Anything else, Mr. Grimes?
No, sir.
All right, item number 12.
Number 11.
Oh, number 11. Item for a restaurant retail liquor license by B Top Spot LLC, 1961 Bell Street. Ms. Riley?
Talk about it in public hearing.
Okay, all right. Item number 12 is an appointment. 13 is appointment. And 14, the rest of them is appointment. So anything from the council before we go into our work session roster?
Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell?
and I guess my biggest question is that, what's the process if we decide to close these businesses down? Do we have the ability to go put a padlock, or we close them down just for them to operate and still not pay us the taxes and the liquor taxes? And we go through this all the time. What are the consequences of not having a business license, of not paying taxes here in the city of Montgomery? What are we doing about it?
And can I second that too? Because I have some that are operating continuously without business licenses.
I think I'm gonna just speak before he speaks. We just gotta get tough on these type things because people see a trend that you can operate without a business license and don't pay your taxes. I mean, I think somewhere in that ordinance you can get jail time for not doing that. So we have to
Well,
start pursuing these
This
type
is
people.
something that, I feel like the License and Revenue Division would love to talk with the members of the council about. If y'all, again, referring back to the earlier number on the agenda there, we'll be happy to sit down with y'all
Oh,
and
we
talk so we
absolutely
can
will
do some planning
talk about it.
strategies and maybe do some tighter enforcement, working hand in hand.
Hold on
with
for a
y'all.
second. We turning into a disco club in here. Ms. Johnson.
Musical interlude, I guess.
Little man's got his radio playing.
All right. $250, Mr. Grimes.
You're right.
Mr. President,
Hey,
Mr.
put on my
President,
tab.
Mr. President,
Mr.
because
Mitchell.
at this point, it's starting to be a safety concern because these businesses don't have the adequate, I think, Mr. Grimes said he has a business, don't have the adequate refrigerator for food. We have a lot of businesses that don't have the adequate security for these individuals. And what they're doing, they're operating outside of outside of business hours. So they're doing, if the city closed down at 5, they're operating at 8. They're operating on the weekend. So, I have asked the council, I have also asked the mayor, if we need to do contractor workers that just provide that service on the weekend or on those off hours, we need to do that because the police department do not have the authority to shut down a business that comes from the revenue department. It has to be a revenue person that actually have to be there to shut them down. So I just want to do whatever we can to help them because it's about to get out of hand.
Okay. What I'll do, if will of the council, I'll set a meeting with the revenue commissioners at the end of our regular council meeting for a council as a whole to meet with them on the strategies as we go forward with this. Ms. Blaylock.
You'll meet when?
We'll set it, we'll probably do it a couple of hours before our next council meeting on April the 2nd.
We've got a
Public commission,
public safety at the next meeting.
Okay,
3
well,
o'clock.
you need 7-day notice, right?
Yes, sir, you need 7
Well,
days notice.
we'll try to do it Wednesday week or Thursday week.
How about I look at the calendar and I'll give you a
Yeah,
call?
let me, okay, all right,
There
thank
you
you.
go.
I know it's,
I got one, Mr. Calhoun, I got one thing to add to
Brian.
that. It's not necessarily you, Bob.
Okay.
I've got an event, as Rondé mentioned, I've got a place that we've got some issues. There's some police issues, there are revenue issues, there's probably health department issues. all sorts of issues. I'd like, and I'm trying to pull all this together, I'd like one spot we can call to kind of handle if we're shutting down a troubled nightclub or something, that one person is the point, Rhonda, so we all pull all that together at one spot. And I realize we don't have that, Mr. Reed, but we need something so we don't let something fall through the cracks. Right.
Mr. President,
Mr. Mitchell?
and what we get frustrated about, when we do close these individual spots down and they're able to go to circuit court and get those injunctions and still operate, because those calls don't go to those judges that put those in, those calls come back to us. And I hate that we are not working to make sure that we're thinking about everybody when we do, because we only close down the business for a certain reason. And it takes a lot for the city council to just close down the business. And the biggest thing, we close down those business for safety reasons. And I just hate that we do close them down and they turn around within a month or so and then they're back open due to order of a judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, I skipped item number 15. Is anyone here who want to talk with the council on item number 15 about 467 South Hope Street or 20 Hauser Street? All right, thank you. All right. Anything else from the council? Work session roster, Mr. Stacy Varner with the STAR program. Stacy Varner. It don't have that on here. Oh, Miss Stacy, okay, she right here.
Hello, my name is Stacy Varner, and I am a special education teacher. I'm born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio, and I am the executive director of the STAR program. The STAR program is, STAR is an acronym. It stands for Social Skills Transition Academic Achievement Readiness Program. And what we do is we work with individuals between the ages of 12 and 30 to help them transition into life after high school. We have 4 programs that we're working on right now that we currently use. I have some information for you guys. We have originated for the stars, but we found out that the date nights were actually for their caregivers. What we do at date night is we provide social skills. We go into the community, we go bowling, we go roller skating, we go to the movies. And while we're there, we do small lessons. When we go bowling, we work on tying your shoe. Those are things that you may take for granted, but they're important. When we go out to fine dining, we work on etiquette and manners. When we go roller skating, we work on teamwork. When we go bowling, we work on taking turns. So date night is one of those social skills activities that we utilize to help our individuals to become more social and have outings. We also offer mini soft skills boot camp. Our boot camps cover social skills, money management, job readiness, and self-advocacy, which includes sex education. Oftentimes we forget that individuals with disabilities have the same feelings, needs, and wants that everyone else does. So we need to hone in on those skills and work with them to help them become vigilant over their bodies. We work with them on money management. We want to show them that, needs versus wants. We want to show them that getting a job and holding on to that money so that you can pay your bills is an important thing to do. We work on job readiness, how to apply for a job, how to go for an interview, all those things that are important to each one of us, but they're also important to them to help them become productive members of society. We have a summer camp series. Our summer camp series is twofold. We offer a STEM camp, which we work on graphic designs. We work on things that most kids with autism find interesting so that we can partner with a local business. When we partner with that local business, we work on a flyer for them so that they can utilize that in hopes that that teen or that individual can partner with them later and maybe work under them to get a job. Our transition enrichment camp, we do job skills again, we do job shadowing, we do fun things, we learn how to cook, we learn how to do daily living skills. And I know you're probably thinking, hey, don't they do that in school, or didn't they do that in school? Yes, they did, some of those things. But once they have exited school, it's important to keep working on it so that they don't forget it. So I'm here before you today just to ask if you could support the STAR program. Do you have any questions?
Any questions?
She's not on my list at this point. Have you reached out to Randy Weaver in my office and the city clerk's office?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has he given you a vendor number or?
No, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So she's still in the process?
Mr. President, Ms. Varner, on April the 2nd and April the 11th, we'll be having some workshops with how you can apply for council contingency funds.
Okay.
It starts at 2 p.m. And you can also, I got your email on here, I think.
Okay.
Is your contact on here?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll send you a flyer.
Okay.
It will be good to come to that.
Okay, that would be great.
Yes,
I would
ma'am.
also like to invite all of you to our Disabilities Awareness Fashion Show. We are having it on April 7th at the COD Center on 1735 Highland Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Ms. Carmen Douglas.
Good afternoon, council members.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I just wanted to come and make you all aware of House Bill 287 that was presented to the local delegation this morning, to make sure that you were aware of it, and that what it will do is abolish the personnel board. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have as it relates to it. But I just wanted to make sure that the city council was aware of it. And I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions, Ms. Douglas? All right. We'll be in touch. Thank you,
Okay,
Carmen.
thank you.
All right. Anybody have anything else from the council? All right. Work session will resume at 5 p.m.